Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Paul Reed. I'm a professional photographer. So I'm shooting this here outside today, just this, these little studio bits, just because I'm so privileged to have moved to Scotland and I've got all of these grounds here that I can use, and I just thought, why not? It's the start of summer here in Scotland and the UK, and it's just so much better. Everybody's happier, and it's just great for whenever you go out now doing street photography as well, chasing the light, because sometimes whenever it's in those winter months, it's like I feel like I'm chasing the dark, not the light. But I'm just so happy to be here now. In this very spot, I shot just a quick little shoot of my girlfriend's daughter, and I had this concept in mind. I've been watching a show called Fallout at the moment, and well, I've finished it now. It was really cool, but it just kind of made me think of this apocalypse type thing, this Walking Dead vibe going on, and I really wanted to just do these shots. So I'm really happy with those shots, and it has kind of made me think I might do some more stuff like that. I've said this time and time again, but you really want to be looking for, whenever you've got an idea, is just use the people that are around you. This cat, even when I'm outside, if you've got an idea for a photo shoot, use the people that you've got, because we're not going to be hiring models and things to do these shots. So just, and you know what, like if you've got kids or grandkids, they've got better imagination than us, and they'll just completely, dive into any of these concepts of, of this sort of thing. So yeah, just make sure that you use the people around you. This episode is sponsored by Frames magazine. Frames is a quarterly, 112 pages thick printed photography magazine that feature both work from established and emerging photographers of different genres and mediums. They believe that excellent photography belongs on paper. Just go on over to the description of this video. There's also 10% off using coupon code PAUL10. Rather than go do street photography one day, I went to the beach with one of my friends and we had such a good time. I had the bright idea of that I would buy a kite and we were going to fly a kite, thinking that that was going to be the easiest thing in the world. Turned out it wasn't, and I mean that could have been because there was no wind to begin with, but you could see here us just kind of struggling on trying to fly that kite. But I mean the good thing is that eventually we actually cracked it. I always bring my camera with me, and I saw my friend, as he was walking there, I just loved the light on his back, it was just, I could see the droplets of the water on his back and everything, and just kind of this kind of almost triangle of light on part of his shoulder blade, and I just thought, I've got to shoot that. Luckily I had the M6 with me, and I shot that photograph. Absolutely loved that photograph. And what I did was, as soon as I got home, I developed the film. I developed it with rod and all. Now, this time I didn't use the stand development method to develop this film, and I'll tell you why it's not always the best way to stand develop, is because it's got some characteristics to it whenever you develop with rod and all, with stand development. Sometimes you can get little halos round the subject. Now, that's usually when there's a big difference between the highlights and the dark areas. So I knew that, because this was on the beach, and because, there was that big kind of almost like white sky, but I knew there was going to be a bit of a difference between the dark and that brightness, and I thought there's going to be a big halo around. So I didn't do it standard development, I did it 1:50, that dilution, and just beautiful negatives that came out. And then I printed it in my darkroom, and I printed it on warm tone Ilford fibre based paper. looks incredible. What a fantastic print. So happy with that. I can't tell you how much joy printing in that darkroom has given me. I really would say if you have a chance to ever do that, you should give it a go, because it gives you so much satisfaction when you have just a lovely print. And talking of prints, the next lot of printing that I'm getting done is the best of my Lonesome Underground series. So this is a series that I've done on the Underground, the London Underground, and I've took a lot of shots over the last maybe like couple of years, but I've actually kind of narrowed it down for what I'm calling season 1 of Lonesome Underground, just to 8 photographs, which it sounds ridiculous to have a project where you've only got 8 photographs in it so far, but I can't be putting photographs in this project just because they're on their own in the Underground, and just because they're in the right position, and just because it seems to go with the series. The photography, it's got to say something to me, it's got to go with the whole thing, and the photography's got to be high quality. So these are the 8 that I've decided on for season 1 of the Lonesome Underground. Now these I'm going to be printing up 10 by 8, just so, because I know that some people are going to want these as a series, so there's no point in printing these things up 20 by 30 and all that sort of thing. Nobody's got that sort of wall space to have all of these at that size, but I thought 10 by 8 was a really good size. So I'll talk more about them once I've got those prints in my hand and show you them, and I will be definitely putting those out there for sale as a series, and then also if somebody wanted to buy any of them separately as well. I have sold quite a few prints since the last video, and this one in particular has sold out in 10 by 8 already. This was the one that was based on the series Lost. That's kind of what it's inspired by that, and that particular print sold out in 10 by 8. What I have done is I've printed another few up as again on fibre based warm tone paper, 9.5 by 12 inches, and they look fantastic as well. So if you want one of those, I'll put that in the description and how much they are, but these are all just really limited edition prints, and I'm just happy to be able to get these prints out there so that other people have got my work in their homes. It's really special, that. Now I went off to Glasgow and I did a workshop there. It was just an intimate workshop just for a couple of people, and they were just amazing guys. We had such a laugh and so much fun, but also they learned so much. It's such a privilege for me to be able to be passing my knowledge on to other people and also inspiring them. And what a great time we had. It did kind of throw up some things where we just, there was a couple of shots that we all missed something just because of patience, and there was a real kind of teaching point in that, is that when we move on, then suddenly the right person comes into scene, and sometimes it's just a bit more patience and we'd have got the perfect shot. Glasgow's just such a fantastic place to do street photography. There's nowhere else like it, and it's used a lot for for film sets and things, because it's just got such a character to the place, and there's such great street photography to be had there. So yeah, get yourself along on one of those workshops that I do, because I'd absolutely love to see you there. I'll put a link in the description for that as well. And I was pretty pleased with these shots that I got. Everybody, thanks so much for watching again, and thanks for all your comments. I will get better at replying to some of these comments. I've been so busy. I know it's no excuse. I will start replying more to the comments in the YouTube section, But thank you so much for all your comments. I do read them all, and also thanks for those who've subscribed. I've got, you know, quite a lot of subscribers now, so just thank you so much for that. And if you haven't already subscribed, then consider subscribing and liking and commenting and all that sort of stuff, because it really does help. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.